All right, can y'all see my Google Calendar?
Or I can
Yes.
send somebody
Yes,
to get
ma'am.
Beautiful. All right, so this is
Yeah.
what we're doing. This process that we're doing is called Google Resource Manager. Now, I don't know why Google calls it resource. I guess it could be more than just rooms, but for our purpose, we are using it to reserve rooms at central office, specifically the boardroom and the Jake Bailey room. So this is what happens. You're going to check the calendars for your date, and I'm going to show you how to do all that. Cindy is the resource manager. So you submit an event that you want to reserve one of the rooms. Cindy has to decline it or approve it. So the main thing everybody needs to understand is this is a room request. It's not a room reservation. You will get an email back from Cindy approving it or declining it. Okay, so just keep that in mind. This is a request. Just because you submit a request doesn't mean you automatically have the room. Okay. All right, so the first step is to subscribe to the resources, which in our case are rooms. Okay, so everybody look at your Google Calendar, and over in your left menu, you will see My Calendars. And so those are calendars that you are the owner of. You own them, you manage them. And then you will see Other Calendars. Does everybody see Other Calendars? I want you to click the plus sign and click on Browse Resources. And this is what you should see. Now, I've already subscribed to these two resources, Boardroom and Jake Bailey Room. You cannot subscribe to the Academic Conference Room, okay, because we don't have access to that room. So just ignore that one. But I need you to check the Boardroom, and I need you to check the Jake Bailey Room. So add those two check marks and then come up to the top where it says Settings and go back to your calendar. So now under Calendars, Other Calendars, you should see Central Office Boardroom, Central Office Jake Bailey Room. Is everybody seeing that?
Yes.
All right, perfect. If anybody's not seeing that, I need you to tell me. Y'all are a quiet bunch for a Friday.
Yes, I see it.
All right, so let me tell you a little bit about Google Calendar, because this is important. You see all these other even my calendars. I've got a ton of calendars. I have my calendars that I've created, and then I have other calendars which I've either subscribed to or people have shared with me. I can control when I see those calendars and when I don't see those calendars, okay? So that's going to be important when you're trying to figure out a date to reserve the Jake Bailey Room, okay? By default, they are checked, okay? But if I come up here and uncheck my calendar, all those events go away. When I need to see my calendar, those events come back when it's checked. I made myself a personal calendar for my personal life. I have it off. If I turn it on, all those events pop up. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's going to be important when you're checking the boardroom for availability. If it's not checked, you're not seeing the events that are on there. Okay, so I'm gonna go turn off my calendar. So all I can see right now are Central Office Boardroom and the Jake Bailey Room. Now notice the Central Office Boardroom is gray. The color assigned to it is gray. The color assigned to the Central Office Jake Bailey Room is blue. So events that I see with
That's on your calendar. That's on your calendar only, right?
Yeah, because my colors are different.
And that's okay. Guys,
Yes,
look,
ma'am.
it can be whatever color you want it to be.
Okay.
Click the 3 dots next to that calendar. You can control those colors.
Okay.
That's just the default, what it assigned for me, and I didn't change it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but you can use those colors to your advantage. I definitely use the colors in my calendar.
Yes, ma'am.
So I can see that there's a meeting in the Jake Bailey room this morning, and there's one in the boardroom at noon today. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So your first step is when you're ready to reserve a room, you have to know the date and time. Okay, so come into your Google Calendar, make sure those 2 calendars are checked or whatever room you want to reserve, and check it. So if I come up here and I go to October, all these dates, those rooms are already reserved. Okay, so say I wanted to book the room for let's say the 14th. I need a room on Monday, October 14th in the afternoon. Okay. Well, I could see on the 14th, there's a 8 a.m., but when is that meeting over?
Right.
If I just click it one time, it gives me the little details box.
Okay.
And right here, I can see it's booked all day. So I am not using the boardroom that day. Okay. Then I can go check the Jake Bailey room. Well, it's only used from 8:30 to 10:30. So
Okay.
it is available that afternoon. Okay. So I want to book it for 1 o'clock on that day. Now, everybody does this differently. I'm going to show you the way I add a new event, but there's a couple of ways to do it. I always go to the date I want to reserve and double click to open the box. You can come right here and say create event. That creates a new event also. Okay. So I want it on this day, and I'm just going to come here and I'm going to double click. And it opens my big detail box. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. Dina's meeting, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a title. And then I'm gonna come over here, right here, guys. Now that you've subscribed, you should see this rooms tab.
Okay.
I'll click on rooms. I'm gonna come down here to central office. And I'm gonna drop it down. Now, right now it's telling me, hey, all these rooms are booked today. But if I come up here, because I have all day checked, and that is a default, I want to uncheck all day. And then it's telling me, well, we still don't know what time you want. So now I'm going to go put my time in. I want 1 o'clock. So now when I check it, I can see the Jake Bailey room is open. So if you already know when your meeting's going to be, you've checked the calendar, go ahead and put your details here. And then come over here and find your room. I'm going to click Jake Bailey room. And then if you need to add a description, you can, but you don't have to. And you're saving it. Now, one more thing. This is not where you're adding your guests, okay? All you're doing here is requesting the room. So don't add any guests here. You have your date, you have your time, you've said, I want the Jake Bailey room, and you're saving it. Okay, turn me off. So let's look at October 14th. All right, so this is what it does, guys. It puts it on the calendar, okay? But remember, it is a request. So I'm waiting for an email from Cindy approving it or declining it. So let me go to Gmail. If I got anything.
Hang on,
Cindy, I'm gonna need you to go to your email.
I did.
No, Dutchess 123, exclamation, exclamation.
There it is. All right, y'all see the email?
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
There's the email that came.
Okay, you're welcome. Hey, you was able to get in or are you trying?
Who is that talking?
I'm so, hold on, let me mute it.
There you go. So look right here. Jake Bailey Room has accepted this event. So now if I go back to my calendar, I can see that now that little blue dot is filled in. And I can look here and I can see that it is approved. Okay? Does that make sense, guys? Because I'm gonna do another one that I'm
Yes.
gonna ask her to decline so you can see what that looks like too.
Dina,
Uh-huh.
once it's accepted, do you click on that and then that's when you add your guest?
You can.
I mean, if you have a department meeting or you want certain people, is that you double click on that once it's accepted and then add your people?
You can.
Okay,
Well, hold on, Cindy. I say that, but it's not letting me do that. I think you would have to go do another, because this is just the room resource managers event. Let me see. See, I can't add those people here.
okay, gotcha.
But this is what happens, guys. Watch. And it's a little confusing, but I need you to understand this. I have my calendar turned off. Okay, I'm gonna go turn my calendar on so you can see this. Because it also puts it on your calendar. That's the one that you have to go add your guest to. So how do I know which one's mine? It's the one in orange, because I know that the resource is blue. So I can go here
It's
and
the
I
other
can
one.
add my people there.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Hold on, let me show you that again. Let me go back to October,
It's the next one. The
right
one.
here. So I can add my guest to that one. I'm gonna go through the whole process again so y'all can see it again, okay? So if you have both of those calendars on, it's gonna put it on, you're gonna see it twice. You're gonna see both events. You're gonna see the Jake Bailey Room event, which is this one, and you're gonna see the one that's actually on your calendar, which is this one. And that's, yours is the one that you would add the guest to. It's gonna be the only one that would allow you to add guests, actually. All right, I'm gonna walk through it again. All right, so
Can I
now,
ask
go ahead.
Latrice, was that just an experiment you did on your meeting?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good deal. All right.
Alright.
Okay, so let me try to book one on, let me turn my calendar off, get rid of that mess. On the 15th. All right, so this is how I do it, guys. I'm gonna double click on October 15th. Okay, so this is gonna be, get my fingers right. All right, so I'm gonna take off all day because I know that room has a lot of stuff going on in it. I'm gonna go to my rooms. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna show you a different way to do this. I'm gonna go get my room. I want the Jake Bailey room. And I'm gonna go right here to find a time. So look what it's showing me. This is my calendar. It's got my little profile pic right there. And this is the Jake Bailey room calendar. Well, it's 8:15 to 4. So if I needed it after 4, that's available. Does this make sense, guys? This is another way to see what's going on in that room for a day. I clicked on find a time.
Yes.
So
Yes,
then I
ma'am.
could say, I could do a meeting after 4 in that room. So I'm gonna come up here. I'm gonna say I need a quick meeting from 4 to 5. See how I put that gray bar there? I've got my room, and then I would save that. Cindy, I want you to decline that one.
Okay.
Let me refresh. There it went. All right, look at it now, guys, because she declined it. See the line through it?
Yes.
That means she declined it. Here's my email that says it's declined. Now, if I turn my calendar back on, because this is kind of the confusing part. You see how mine doesn't have a line through it here? I wish it did, but Google didn't consult me on this. When I click it one time, then it shows me the line through the Jake Bailey room. Okay? So now I know that that time is declined, and I would have to go find another time. All right, what questions do y'all have?
I didn't see, was it declined? There wasn't a schedule conflict, was there?
There was not. I told her to decline it so I could show you how that looked.
Oh, okay.
Cindy is actually clicking approve or decline when she gets the notification. So Cindy's the resource manager. She gets a notification every time somebody requests the Jake Bailey room or the boardroom using the calendar. And she is approving or declining. That's why it's important for you to remember to wait for that notification back.
What's Miss Cindy's title in with the scheduling? You said resource what?
Resource manager.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Yep. So she's managing those rooms, resources. Let me just show you a few more things about Google Calendar real quick. Because I live in the monthly view. That's where I live. So I can see my whole, everything going on in my life. Cindy Jenkins lives in the day view. Okay. I can't function in that view. But it's your personal preference. You have all these choices. You can see a day, you can see a week, you can see a month, you can see a year. Okay, so just remember that you have the option to change that. The first part of the directions, guys, you've already done this part. Okay, you've already added those into your Google Calendar, so you're good. So when you're ready to request, you're coming down here. And I'm emphasizing that it's a request. And then I'm telling you, go check the desired rooms calendar for availability before you start this process. That's just going to make your life easier. If it's available, then there's a less likely chance of it getting declined. And then it kind of tells you the steps that we went through to request that room. This is the view you saw when I clicked on find a time. It's going to show you your calendar and the room calendar. Over here is where you're choosing the room. And then it tells you to wait for the email notification. And it kind of shows you how it looks if it's declined and how it looks if it's approved. The check marks in front of those calendars are very important when you're looking for availability for your room. Are we good?
Yes, ma'am, we good.
I think so.
Yes, ma'am, we're good. Thank you.
All right. Y'all let